Come on, y'all. Come on. What's up? It's your boy, Gregory Gray. I'm going to use my full name. It's Greg Gray, Dope Living TV Live. Let me start off by saying the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. Having said that, man, look, we've been having a great time talking on this show about relationships, how we can navigate the muddy waters of the bad, the good sometimes, and the ugly in relationships. So we're not going to stop. And tonight also we have a certified sex therapist, Lisa Atkins, on with us again. We've had her on here before, but we invited her back so she can talk a little bit about some of the questions. There's a lot of mounting questions that have come up that I can't answer, but she can. So we'll get to her. She'll be on in a little while. So let's get deep. Let's get deep. What if a secret that you've had for quite some time resurfaces and your partner is kind of affected by it? Would it be a deal breaker in your relationship? Can you forgive and forget? Some people might say, yeah, it's okay, because it happened in the past. And even though it's here right now, it happened in the past. But some people are like, why didn't you tell me this at the beginning? I might not have wanted to be in this. Does a secret become a deal breaker? For me, I guess I'm a different kind of guy. I would want to know everything, I guess, but some things are better left unsaid, especially if it's a secret that could ruin what you've already started building. Now, let's think about this though. What should you share with them if it's a secret? Share number one, to me, tell them about your health. If they're going to if you're going to get into a long-term thing, let them know about your health, because they're either going to ride with you and get into this situation with you, or they're going to say, well, hey, it's not what I signed up for. You don't have to list every single health issue that you have, but keep your partner up to date on things that affect you. Like if you got mental health challenges, let's just keep it 100. Mental health issues, share that with them. Let them know that you have depression bouts or things like that. Let them know. You got, cancer, sickle cell, things of that nature, all right? They should have the choice of whether or not they want to be in a situation like that you'll have to depend on them. Maybe, another thing that I think you should share is, have you had a history, and y'all can debate me if you want, a history of cheating? Cheating in a relationship is, anyway, can you share that? What do you think? Why did I know that Uji was going to be the first one today?
Because Uji got a lot of stuff to do.
Why did I know he was going to be the first one today?
Because Uji got a lot to do. It ain't because of the sex therapist and nothing like that. Uji got a lot to do.
Oh, no. It wasn't because of that. It was because I just knew you missed yesterday that you would probably be the first one today.
Right. Yeah, I'm him.
Ain't got nothing to do with the sex therapist. What's going on, little bro?
What it do? What's happening? Power to the people again.
Chilling. Let's do that. Power to the people again. Y'all throw them right fist up, okay? We're gonna gear to come later. Make sure y'all subscribe to that. All right.
Most definitely, it's coming. It's coming.
So basically, man, since you're on here, man, we can keep 100 because we family, so we ain't got to have Gina blocking the power. You know what I'm saying? Because she could come on and be like,
no, because when I usually talk with Gina and everything, she usually quiet up, and she actually, her fists start glowing. You know what I'm saying? Like white lightning.
I'm gonna be Gina today in case she don't come.
No. Yes. Me. I.
I'm playing. But let me ask you this real quick, man, because I know you got things that you are doing. So right now, I was just talking about if a secret came up in the past. Does your partner need to know everything that happened in your past? once you guys get into a relationship, do you think that they should know everything?
Well, I'm gonna hit this on the head for you.
Think.
I'm gonna hit it right on the head for you.
Let's do it.
The whole thing about it is, no, a person doesn't have to know everything in the past. But if something that's in the past is hunting you, if it's something in the past that, you know, is like pretty bad, you might want to just go ahead and let her into it if it's your really significant other. You know what I'm saying? Because if she's your significant other, she's nobody else's. So therefore, you can share something with her that might need to be known. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you an example. When I was in the street, I kept everything away from all the women I was dealing with. All right. But as far as the main one, or the main 2 or 3, maybe.
Keep it 100.
You know what I'm saying? Certain things they got to know, because if say you're not expecting company and somebody come knock at the door, I'd rather for you to be prepared than not. And that goes like 1,000 different ways. All right. Somebody could have the coronavirus. All right. And with everybody else, they're like, well, I just got a cough. But with your significant other, they may need to know, look, I'm coughing all the time. My chest hurting. I can hardly breathe, la, la, la. And they probably should share this with everybody else. But, you know, a lot of people don't. But with your significant other, you need to share the important things with her that might affect what's going on. All right.
Hey, now let me pause you right there, because I did say, as far as health issues go, the health issues, yes, I think if now you don't have to tell them, okay, well, look, I've had a cold for 13 days, okay, but if it's like you said, coronavirus, cancer, mental,
not spreadable,
mental illness,
yeah, you would want to. It's something that a person needs to know, because you on your road.
Mental illness. Everybody say what's up to Marcella.
To the
Hello.
people, Marcella.
Hey, Marcella.
Hello.
Damn, you look just like a wall. I got a wall look like that.
Like 3 walls, don't she, man? 3 of them. Here's the story.
Okay.
Of nobody. Hey, yeah. I mean, when I say cancer, I know it's nothing that's spreadable, but yes, you know, STDs, yes, she done peeled off the layer of the wall. Did you hear that?
Peel the wall off. There it is. There it is.
Velcro. She had a Velcro wall too. Did you hear
Hello.
that?
That was like a superhero action.
But like I was saying, the you know, cancer, mental illness, especially if you you know, nobody wants to tell them that, but if you've gotten into this relationship and you can tell somebody what you have depression bouts, you know, you have bouts of depression, let them know, you know.
Right. And
the first thing,
the last thing I was gonna say is, you know, the saying goes, what's done in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
But I changed the saying to what's done and what might be known in the dark will come to the light, because your mouth might not be the person that might not be what brings it out. Somebody else to just know.
And that's the hard part. That's the messed up part. If somebody else comes to your mate and tells them something about you that you should have told them in the first place. You agree with that, Marcella?
I'm sorry, I'm coming in at the end. What are you talking about?
Well, we're talking about, and welcome again, we're talking about right off the bat, secrets, or not necessarily secrets, but things that you think, you know, things that you should have told your mate before they came into the relationship, before the relationship got to a point where you guys were in love and everything, and then all of a sudden something comes out. And Ujimar made a great point. What if Joe Schmo came and told you something that your mate should have told you?
Depending on what it is, I know I would probably be upset if it's something crazy, like an illness that can possibly affect me. Mm-hmm. And even if it's not an illness that can affect me, if it's something that can affect me in a way, whereas now I'm going to be a caregiver, for a long length of time or something, that is something that I would want to know so that it can be my choice of whether that's something that I would like to do. I don't believe in a lot of secrets, but I do believe in waiting until the proper moment. If you're just meeting someone and there's something going on, I don't believe that's the time to say it. Because depending on what it is, if it seemed like it's going to go into something maybe serious, yeah, say something at that point. Don't wait until it's way in there. But if it's just someone you're just kicking it with.
Yeah, I mean, I agree totally. I don't think that right off the bat, you sitting at the table, first time you're going out, hey, look, girl, I'm feeling this, everything's cool, but this is not my real leg. This ain't real, but we can still kick it.
So where do you put that at?
What, the leg?
Yeah, the leg. You put that as first?
I wouldn't even. Well, yeah. I mean, she gonna see that you limping.
I don't think that should be a big issue.
You don't think a false leg is an issue? Uji, are you going to date a woman with a false leg?
Yeah, I'll date a woman with a false leg. I mean, I'm not about to grade kiss her. I'm not just about to. I ain't no leg kisser. hey, all the important. She could be a double amputee. All I care if she had. Well, she's not going to be a double amputee.
Quit stuttering, little brother.
And wait, she's not going to be a double amputee, and I'm not going to know that. First of all, that's something you automatically going to know. You can't have that, even if she did walk in the club. You feel me? Because they can walk too. They can get prosthetics to walk too. But at the same time, that the legs, I ain't gonna trip on that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. What if
man, beautiful, just beautiful.
What?
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna keep on going from there.
What if
say hi?
She was a double.
Tell him hey. Say hey. Okay, now go. I'm sorry.
Breast.
No breast. And we know you were titty man. No breast.
But I'm not. I'm actually not. That's the whole thing. See, people think they be knowing me by what they see me with and how I carry different actions of my life. But I'm not even a titty man. I mean, I'm just saying.
Okay.
If the person is genuine, and now I'm gonna tell you what I am.
What are you?
I hate to say this,
bro. You stutter. I ain't never seen you stutter. Let's go, man.
Cause I don't want to say this wrong. I gotta put my disclaimer up before I say this.
Well, let me put the disclaimer up. The views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV live. Go ahead, dude.
But I am a pretty face person. I like a pretty face first. I do. I'm a pretty face. I do like a pretty face. I like to be attracted to somebody. It ain't really gotta be no big old booty, no giant breasts. None of that. I like a pretty face. You know what I'm saying? And a brilliant mind.
So what if that brilliant mind doesn't come out right off the bat? That pretty face gonna do it for you, right? That's it.
No, you know what I'm gonna do with that pretty face.
Come on, R. Kelly, hold on now.
Yeah, Marcella, you got the right idea.
Come on, R. Kelly, hold on.
I'm gonna sport that face for a couple of weeks, and I mean, if the man ain't matching the face, I gotta go. Please believe within that couple of weeks, we both done got what we wanted.
Okay, that's why I love you, bro, because you keep it 100. This time you kept it 112. All right, for real. So, and everybody who's just tuning in, welcome to Dope Living TV Live. Today we're talking about a lot of shit, but we're gonna have Lisa Atkins, certified sex therapist, on here, and she got a lot to talk about. I sent her a list of things that I got in my inbox, and she's going to talk about them. But what came in my inbox, I don't know anything about, really. And I thought I knew everything there was to know about sex and this and that, but I'm lost. Anyway, let me ask you this. If you found out a secret and You guys talked about it. Of course, it's going to be shocking to you, but would that be a deal breaker for you as far as your relationship goes? You're already into the relationship. Would it be a deal breaker?
Go ahead, Marcella.
It depends on what the secret is. Give me an example.
Okay, say that
I'm on the run.
There you
Deal
go.
breaker.
And I'm chilling at your crib. But
Oh no, that's
but
not happening.
But you don't know. But you don't know yet. I'm just saying you don't know, and everything been great, and you actually didn't got a lot of feelings for me.
What's up, Amina Chandler? She says nothing's wrong with him being attracted to a pretty face first. Absolutely. Yours is a pretty face as well, Amina. Thank you for chiming in. But yeah, if he was on the run.
It depends on what you're on the run for.
Okay, that's a good answer.
That's not a good answer. No.
That is a good answer.
You know,
I mean, some things you can just, you can turn yourself in and be gone for about a week or two and be right back out.
On the run. That's that right there. Those 3 words.
Some things are small. Some people just don't want to commit. You know what I'm saying?
It depends on what it is. It really depends on what it is.
That was a good answer. Depends on what it is. That was a good answer. Now,
okay, Greg, let's say it could be a child support thing, and it's actually like maybe a misunderstanding.
People on the run for that.
Now, if you're on the run because you're trying not to pay child support, I have issues personally as a female with that. But let's say, okay, a real story. A guy was actually paying child support. They've gone to court, but she was like, it takes too long for the court system to send me the checks. Can you start paying me cash? He did. She got mad and went to court and said, oh, I haven't gotten paid in 6 months.
Right.
So he was a little bit like on the run while he was getting receipts together and getting all of his information together. And then he went into court with all of the information.
Okay, but
from the bank and the council checks.
Doesn't on the run send up a red flag? I don't care what you've done. Why are you running? Face it right now. Don't let it fester.
And see, and that's where I would be. What are you on the run for? What's going on? Let's take care of this right now. Because I don't want you in my, depends on who's after you and all that stuff. I don't want that in my household. Right. My household is my sanctuary.
Ilsa, why do you say that's a good answer? I mean, I
said that's a good answer for the simple fact that everything ain't bad. I mean, everybody don't just when you're on the run, you're not just on the run for killing somebody. You're not just on the run for drugs. You're not just on the run. I mean, now I'm gonna flip the script. Some people are on the run for tax evasion. Some people are on the run for just not being at some place they wasn't supposed to be at, and the authorities want to ask them questions.
Then answer
it could be as simple as that.
But you don't have to be on the run. Okay. Thank you. Amina says on the run is a red flag. I'm so sick of drama. He can keep running. Okay. And I agree with what she's saying simply because of the fact that if you could be running from the paper, your paper boy bill, you know what I mean? You could be running from something real trivial. But my thing is this: why are you running? You're grown. Don't run from anything.
No. You can't look at it like that because some people can't. Listen to me. Some people are on the run. Some people. I'm not saying everybody, and it depends on where you grew up and different things of that nature, to the point of where what you might be on the run for, because it's automatic on a lot of different instances. But a lot of people might not be guilty, all right, and they want to get their affairs in order. They want to get a good lawyer, this, that, and the other, and then turn themselves in, and it all means the same.
But I'm still here with the why run. If look, number one, we're grown. If you know something's going on in your life that somebody's got to come to get you to force you to be on the run, stop it. Just cut it out and go ahead and take care of it. If you
I don't agree.
I'm okay. Ilsa says I want to know what and who I'm getting involved with, and I'm all going over drama. Exactly.
Yeah, and I'm in agreement with that. I need to know, and let's get it taken care of. Take care of it.
You got people that's innocent, all right, and when they catch you, you might be sitting for like 10, 11, 12, 13 months before you're able to even prove that you're innocent.
But if you run, you're going to face more time.
If you don't get your stuff prepared, no, that's not true. No, that's not true.
Correct.
Sorry, that's not true.
Correct me.
If you get your stuff prepared, you could be out in a week or two.
Okay, so and
versus 6 months to a year or so.
Okay, Amina says, I agree with you, Greg. Even if he has a good reason to be running, I still want no part of it. Absolutely. I mean, I'm just saying.
That's a decision that people make, but that don't mean that the person shouldn't be on the run. All right, you got to understand
that right there bothers me though.
How would it bother you? Look, when I was on the run, my lawyer told me, he said, "Hey, don't get caught for about 2-3 weeks."
And is he disbarred?
Huh? No, he's not disbarred. He walked me into jail, and a couple days later, he walked me right back out because I had a lawyer that was going because I wasn't guilty, and I had a lawyer that brought me right back out.
So why? I mean, all I'm saying is face the music. No,
you can't just face the music. You can face the music, but you got to be prepared to face this music. I'm talking about the black people now.
You're missing my point. My point is if you've done the crime, do the time. Okay.
But I'm saying if you didn't do the crime and they want you in there, you might not even. Everybody that is guilty, not guilty.
Coming at you for something. So they're coming at you for something. So if they're coming at you for something, face the music right then and there, as opposed to running which makes you more guilty.
Well, first of all, you can't First of all, you can't just run from the police off of I caught you because they're gonna shoot you. First of all, when a person is on a run, that means that they have a chance to not be someplace that they come and get prepared to take care of whatever they need to take care of.
Why are you on the run in the first place? That's my thing. Why are you on the run in the first place? And if you know that you have to be on the run, face the music right now.
You sound like a Trump supporter.
No, I don't. Come on now.
Yes, you do.
Come on now.
You do. You gotta understand. You gotta understand. You gotta understand that we are not being treated right. All right.
I understand all of that.
Okay, you can't understand it if you telling me that we should just turn ourselves in off the jump and not even being seen and this, that, and the other because it's a conspiracy.
What I'm saying is this. If you know, number one, don't put yourself in that position, period. We all know that.
No, I'm not putting myself in a position.
Don't put yourself in a position for you to have to be on the run in the first place. Okay. Number one. Okay. Number two, if you in your head, you know that you got some stuff that's going on that they're gonna have to come and serve a warrant for you, and they can't find you. You don't think that it's going to be worse when they find you?
No, because they're not going to find. I mean, a lot of people they don't find. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people actually turn themselves in.
That's not the answer. That's not the answer. You're missing the point. I understand, but wouldn't the best possible thing to do would be to turn yourself in? If you have a warrant for your arrest, you know you got a warrant for your arrest, turn yourself in.
If my lawyer tells me to stay low, and I'm gonna turn you in, when I get everything in order, I'm gonna turn you in, and you're gonna be right back out in less than a week. I'm gonna do what he tell me to do.
I don't understand why a lawyer would tell you to stay low.
You don't understand that because you have never been in any of these predicaments. I'm the only black person in the family like that.
I just said I don't.
I'm telling you, it's real.
I just said I don't understand because in the modern world, okay, if a lawyer tells you to stay away, okay, he tells you to hide, that's unethical.
It is.
Well, that's the place they do it. They do it. You don't watch TV, they do it.
I'm not saying that they don't. I'm not saying that they don't. I'm saying it's unethical. That's not what they're supposed to do.
Why not? They're getting paid to keep you free.
Okay, but hiding you is not keeping you free. It's delaying
hiding you while they get the information together.
It's delaying
the to the courts to keep you free is a good thing.
Okay, Greg.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, what you're saying that is unethical, it is.
Okay. Everybody say hey to Gina.
Hi, Gina. But with my experience with different attorneys, you know my story about something, they're not all honest. And so I hear what Uji is saying. Mm-hmm. He did what he thought was best for him. I have attorneys in my family and friends as well.
My son's
and they're not. Yeah, I know. And they're not all ethical.
Right.
But back to dealing with someone on the run, like I said, it depends on what it is. If it's something that's really criminal for me, I don't want really anything to do with that in my household. Like I said, my household is my sanctuary. I understand also where you stated, just don't do it. But that's not reality.
It's not reality. Real quick, Amina says, I have a family member right now that's on the run. It's so minor, and he's making it worse by not turning himself in. As much as I love him, he is too toxic for any woman right now. He thinks like Ujimar. I don't get it, but hey.
Ujimar's married. It's not that it's my toxic thinking now. It's the life that I done lived. All right. It's not that I'm just talking right now for, okay, anybody that's on the run. No, I've been in instances where I didn't run, and I've been in instances where I've stayed low. All right, and I'm gonna tell you which instance is the best. The one where if you're able to take care of your business, not just on the run because, okay, I'm gonna get caught, this, that, and the other, so I'm gonna try to stay out here on the street as long as I can. No. If you out there staying low, wow, you taking care of your business to the point of where you can turn yourself in. If the Lord allows it, that's the best thing to do. All right.
But you're saying that, but let's keep it 100. You're saying that, okay, but you're hiding. Okay.
I live both sides. I know the truth. It's not what I'm hiding for. The first time I went in, I mean, shoot, didn't nobody know where I was at.
I understand, but you're missing my entire point. Okay, I'm not saying I'm not. Yeah, you are. I'm not saying. No, I hear what you're saying, but you're saying it from the level of where you were at. Okay, where you were doing. Okay, I'm saying let's keep it 100 with the legal aspect of everything. Okay, if you got a warrant for your arrest, let them go ahead on and take you, as opposed to them now. And you made a point yourself. You said that. This is what we're in right now. Okay, look at what's happening with us right now. Do you think they're going to be eating easier on you now that they had to look for you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I'm turning myself in. You know, when you turn yourself
in, they don't care about that. You're a black man. Okay.
When you turn yourself in, it's automatic points towards your. We
ain't talking about the points. We're talking about reality.
This is reality. I'm going off nothing but reality. I'm not trying to make nothing up.
I'm not saying you're making it up, but what I'm saying is this. And then Lisa Atkins is waiting to come on, but I'm saying this: if you, as a grown man, have to hide, I'm not saying you particular, I'm saying in general. If you as a grown man have to hide, then that there's something wrong. Okay, number one. Okay, number two. The law dictates that if you've done something wrong, and you know you've done something wrong, turn yourself in. All right. Now you saying I'm not gonna turn myself in until I handle my affairs. Okay. What if they found you and busted in your house and you got your kids and your wife and everybody in there? Okay.
You'd be at your house.
Pardon me?
If you hadn't, your house not a good place to have. First.
Okay. Well, let's say somebody else's house.
I mean, real life. Come on, man. That's what I be meaning. You're not understanding for real.
Scratch it. Scratch that. Okay. Let's say somebody else's house. Let's scratch it. You can laugh. Okay, but let's scratch it. If you're at somebody else's house and they found you there at somebody else's house, okay, so you got your kid with you, okay? Your kid is not. Would you say no?
Why would you have your kid if you want to run?
Because
in real life, people don't do this. The stuff you said.
Because if you want to run, people don't run. You're not thinking clearly. Okay.
The people the people that's on the run don't carry around no kids and stuff like that, bro.
If you're on the run, you're not thinking clear. If you know something's getting ready to go down soon, you're not thinking clearly.
I ain't never met nobody on the run that's carrying their kids around, changing diapers and different things.
I've seen it plenty of times, Fuji. Because
I never seen it.
I've seen it plenty. I could pull up some YouTube videos and show you some people that get caught with
it. Those people are very ignorant.
Yeah.
Okay, but having said that, okay, agree to disagree. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that's my opinion. You have your opinion, and we're gonna live with that. All right? You cool?
I'm cool, but I don't think nobody in their right mind gonna just turn themselves in.
And that's your opinion, and that's fine. I'm not even tripping on that. Okay, that's your opinion. Everybody, and everybody, just so you guys
know, we need to have a show about that.
Everybody, that is my blood brother. Okay, I love him to death. Okay, and we're not arguing, we're debating, and that's all we're doing. Okay,
right.
Everybody, look, we are again so extremely happy to have. It's going to get real dirty right now. She gonna say it's not really dirty, it's regular, it's normal, but we gonna see. All right, everybody, welcome the sex therapist, Miss Lisa Atkins.
There she go.
Hi.
Power to
Hi,
the people.
Dr. Atkins.
Power to the people.
Power to the people, and welcome to Inside My Bedroom Closet.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Still clapping.
We in the closet, Gina. Hey, OG.
Huh?
We in the closet, dog.
Hey, that's where we was at the last time. I liked it in the closet with Lisa.
Hey man, hold on. I'm gonna put Lisa in between us. Marcy, you got to go down to the other
I'm
level.
good. I'm good.
The other level, okay.
I'm with Gina. I'm good.
All right.
Come on with me. Come on.
Right now, you in the middle, girl.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
Right. Nothing wrong with being in between.
See?
Woo.
So how you doing, Lisa?
I'm doing great. Got a little time tonight. I felt like I needed to come on. It's a Q&A Tuesday usually for me, so I wanted to come on and do a little Q&A with you guys.
Well, you know we got some Q, and I hope you got some A and a little T. Look, before we go to you, Amina wanted to clarify something. And Amina, we knew. We was just playing. Ujimar, I didn't mean it like that. I was only saying my family member says the same thing you're saying. Then the second part I was meaning my family member is too toxic for a relationship, and that was separate from the running. Hope you understand what I was trying to say now. He knows.
Oh, I mean, I love every comment you made. You know what I'm saying? It's real cool and it's informative for people to really understand, because I'm not just saying go out and run. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying if that's what you're doing, don't just do it for nothing. Get your affairs in order. You know what I'm saying? If you're going in for even a long time, make sure that you got your affairs in order, real life on everything, and then turn yourself in, because if, like Greg said, when they catch you, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be good if they catch you. If you got your stuff together to turn yourself in, because it's not going to be good, because you're going to be trying to let's do or die. I'm going out. And this, that, and other. I ain't going out like that. Yeah, most definitely. I don't really agree with Greg. I don't disagree with Greg, but I don't agree with the way that he's presenting what he's trying to say.
Absolutely. And I appreciate it. She says, okay, thank you. And put a heart behind it too, bro.
Power to the people.
Power to the people. Lisa.
Yes.
I'm getting ready started right off the bat, girl.
All right, great.
Okay, so I got a question here.
Yes.
And I know you're going to be straight and honest, okay? And Ujima, let me say this first.
I got about 15 more minutes, so let's get it in.
Wait, let me say this first. The views that are expressed, because I'm saying it's not you, but the views that are expressed in this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. Having said that, how can first of all, what is queefing?
Well, that's a term used for the air that you hear when you're having sex. It sounds like you're having a fart, but it's coming from your vagina. So it's the air that could be in between the friction, so the juiciness of it and the motion of it allows that sound to happen. And some people, it's just based on some of the positions that they're in. Sometimes you use a lot of lube or something like that in order to make that sound happen. Some people like the sound. Some people think that they're passing gas, and they're really not. So that's what that is.
Hold on, dude. Hold on. Okay, so Lisa, could that be because the man is too small and he's not hitting everything right? I mean, and that's why the air comes in?
Well, let us use our imagination. It could be one of the reasons. It could be a lady, because all vaginal cavities are different. It doesn't matter the size of the woman. A very small woman could have a very large vaginal cavity, whereas a very large woman could have a small one. So they all differ, and that's one of the things that like I said, size matters for that reason, because sometimes that air gets in there because it could be a little smaller than normal.
Okay, Uji.
Mm-hmm.
I was just going to say, from just like different experiences, I feel like most of the time when that probably happened was the long stroke. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes that long stroke, it puts that air in there, and the air got to come back out. You know what I'm saying? It's not that difficult.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right, Marcy.
No comment.
Oh, no comment.
I'm not in that.
Oh, Gina?
I'm not, I don't know what you asking the expert. She telling you exactly. I can't say it any better than Dr. Atkins.
Yeah, I had never heard of queefing. I never
Well,
heard of.
it's
I didn't know. I
it's
never heard the word
neighborhood
before, but I know what it means.
colloquialism. You know, it's a term that we use, like you find it in an urban dictionary or something like that. You know, so yeah.
Okay,
I think queefy is good.
What's the term again?
what's that, Gina?
What's the term again?
Queefing.
Queefing.
Yeah, I've never heard of it either.
Me neither.
I think that's good for any relationship.
You a fool, dude. Anyway, here's another one.
Okay.
Can a person learn to have an orgasm?
Oh, of course. I teach people to have orgasms because the number one reason, and are you speaking of females?
I guess in general.
Well, basically, it's usually with females because men ejaculate, and men can concentrate on ejaculating better than a woman can concentrate on having an orgasm. Women can have different types of orgasms, and it's just based on the type that they're looking to have. The hardest one, of course, is the vaginal orgasm because that takes a lot of concentration, and a lot of women don't have time to think. They're thinking about other things when, you know, they should be thinking about the act itself. So it's easier to have a clitoral orgasm. A lot of women, some women are getting more used to having anal orgasms. And then, of course, the G-spot orgasm, it kind of makes some women afraid. But yeah, so there's different types.
All right, hold on.
Yeah.
Anal orgasm?
Yeah.
I heard of it.
What's that? What's that? Boo-booing? That boo-booing? I mean,
Well, no. Well, you know, anal orgasms, because if you think about it, the prostate is up in the anus, and that's where all that sexual stuff generates, right inside the prostate. Because if you lose your prostate, you've lost your sex. So right up inside the anus, at least an inch and a half or 2 inches inside the anus of a male and a woman is the A spot, and that's almost like the G spot. It's only called the G spot because of who is named after, but it's that anal sensation that you can get from penetration there. Mm-hmm.
okay. Okay, let's see. Let's go here.
Yeah, let's go here.
All right. Can I'm scared to ask these questions.
Okay.
Jeff Relevant says, "What have I walked into?" Jeff,
This actually 102. We had 101 already.
Jeff,
Yeah.
I think I should have come on a different day.
This is dope.
I'm scared.
This is DopelivenTV.
She said I'm scared.
It's very educational.
Chris said it got quiet. No, I didn't get quiet. It just got awkward. That's all. What? Jesus. How can a guy help loosen up a woman without hurting her?
And what do you mean loosen up?
Which part? Which part?
Yeah.
Which part?
You mean vaginally when you're trying to have sex, or what?
Let's just say, Lisa, you answer all whatever part.
Okay. Well,
right.
I mean, first of all, when you're trying to loosen a woman up, you have to hit erogenous zones to turn the woman on. Sometimes men think full-on penetration gets her hot, but it doesn't. So you have to take time and find out where those erogenous zones are. And if you're trying to loosen her up, then, you know, a lot of people get into different types of sex, where it's tantric sex, it's more meditative, it's more loose, it's more massaging, it's more intense than just penetration itself. And then if you're trying to loosen up the, yes.
You said meditate, tantric sex is meditating sex?
It's a meditative form of sex, tantric.
Okay, because I'm not trying to meditate on getting some ass. I'm not trying to do that.
Well, no,
Well, you know what? I know.
about
You know what? The other
thinking
way you ain't got to meditate.
passion. I'm sorry.
Buy her a Range Rover. Loosen up all you want to. You're gonna stay loose for at least about a good month.
No.
Developer says, I know a lot of this. I know personally. You must take your time with the women. They are definitely built different. So go ahead with what you're saying, Lisa. I'm sorry.
Well, you were talking about loosening up the woman. So if you're talking about loosening her character up and welcoming you into her for a sexual encounter, you have to kind of speak to her body first. You know, you just can't. And that's one thing that men should know that women usually tell me is that you can't have sex with us all the same. We're all different when it comes to sex. You can't touch me the same way you touch that other person because we're different. So you have to find those erogenous zones. And when you find them, the body will tell on itself. So then you can start loosening her up that way. So if you're talking about loosening up her vaginal cavity, if it's tight or dry, then of course there's certain lubes you can use, and there's very natural things you can do. I am influencing a product from the Goddess Shop, and it's called the Magical Kitty Cat. It's made of maca root, which is all natural, and slippery elm. And those two components together makes a very juicy kitty cat, and it also increases the libido. So I have quite a few customers that are taking the Magical Kitty Cat. I'm taking it myself. So yes, the wetter.
That's a peel. Is it a peel or something?
Yes, it's maca root and slippery elm in a pill form. It's like no additional additives or anything like that.
Okay, well, you go, girl. Power to the people.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, so, and you know the funny part about this is, I got all of it right in front of me, and I'm stuttering.
Yeah, you talk about me stuttering. Yeah, go ahead. I was stuttering.
I know,
bro. On something else though. I ain't gonna stutter on this one. I guarantee
you. do we all see how clearly Ujimar is talking right now? Okay, hey, can this is one that I think when I sent it to you earlier, you said you were surprised or cool that somebody mentioned this. What is
vaginismus?
Okay, what is vaginismus, and how can this be treated? I really want to know what vaginismus is right off the bat.
Well, vaginismus is when the pelvic floor starts to fall and your vagina can actually close up completely. There is therapy that you can take with different types of wands of different sizes to help stretch and open the vagina back up. But it's basically when the pelvic floor begins to fall. So it's very painful when you're having sex because that pelvic floor is not up and where it should be. It's even like with some women, they have tilted uterus. Some women have their clitoris that starts to disappear. And that's because of lack of activity, because the more sex you have, the longer you live and the better. And the reason for that is because it helps stop incontinence. You know, you don't have to wear depends and poised garments as often because you are exercising that muscle inside the vagina right there where the clitoris is, and it helps you actually live longer when it comes to that. Also with vaginismus, you have to be able to exercise the pelvic floor to lift it back up, and then like I said, the vagina has to you have to exercise with different types of wands that open the vagina back up, but it actually closes up and it becomes very painful.
Well, a vagina is
urinate, yeah.
That vagina is a wonderful thing.
It is.
I have a question for you, Dr. Atkins.
I thought she was going to say she has a vagina. Go ahead, Gina.
I know there's a lot of spas that offer like the vaginal massages and steams, and it's supposed to work it back in place. And does that really work?
It does, because you have to think of because they're all natural herbs, and of course, as long as the steam is not too hot, you know, the steam from the pot goes up into the vagina and it actually cleanses it. But the one thing you have to understand is that the vagina is a self-cleaning oven. There's nothing that you should have to do to clean
Hell,
your vagina. You shouldn't have to douche. You shouldn't have to do any of that
just press
because
the
your
button.
body is made to clean itself. You know, that's
A
why
little
women
bit of
have
easy
menstrual
off.
cycles every month. It gets rid of the cells that are left inside of you, and it discharges that and it cleans you. So, and then when you're going through menopause, you don't have that, but you shouldn't have to do anything to clean yourself. But some women just do it, I guess, for the whole aromatherapy of it. But it's nothing wrong with it.
Spray some easy on off for 30 minutes, put it on 350. Wait an hour.
And let it clean.
That thing right.
Right. Yes.
Actually, you know, it just sounds like the vagina is silly putty. It's just you can mold it and do it. But look, let me ask you this. Okay, so what's the word again?
Vaginismus.
Vaginismus. So a guy might, you know, after you've done that analogy of it, you gave us an analogy of it, the floor, the vagina walk, and you know, fall or break or something like that. But isn't that the same thing as a guy knocking the bottom out of it?
No, a guy cannot knock the bottom out of it. What does that mean?
I can. I'm about this big.
That's
All right, but
that's
what
your,
is that
the guy's
terminology?
ego. That's a guy's ego.
Right, but what does that terminology actually mean to a guy when you say you're knocking the bottom out? What does that mean?
Yeah, what did that mean, Greg?
Oh, Drew, don't ask me that. Hold on while I put Lisa back on the bottom.
Well, no, it's a terminology that women hear quite often. Oh, he knocked your back out, knocking the bottom out.
Yeah.
So what does the guy actually envision when he's saying that?
Okay,
What does it mean?
you're the sex therapist. You tell me.
Well, it means that you think that you're getting it extremely deep,
Yeah.
you know, in the vagina. And
Yes.
it doesn't matter how deep you go into the vagina, it's not going to make her have an orgasm any more or less. That's dependent
You don't know me.
I'm sorry.
You don't know me, then.
Yeah, I do.
Greg, would you be quiet?
Okay.
I do.
Please.
I do. Because, I mean, not every woman that you've been with has literally had an earth-shattering orgasm unless it was a clitoral orgasm.
Let's make that
Because
call
women-
right now.
Make the call.
Go
to
ahead,
all
make
of
that
them
call.
Or to just one.
Keep dialing.
You're calling all of them? or just
Po
one?
babies.
They're not gonna answer.
Because, and the reason why I say that is this: medically, 1 in 4 women will never have an orgasm. So it doesn't matter if you think you're knocking the bottom out, the back out, the whatever. 1 in 4 women medically will never have an orgasm, and that's just a medical fact.
Awful. That's awful.
It is awful.
We are talking with what sex therapist, clinical sex therapist.
Sexologist.
Oh, baby,
It's all good.
Sexuality
Difference.
coach.
There's a difference. We
He's
had
a
a
sexologist, bro.
There's a difference.
That's a difference.
Okay, sexologist. Would like you? Can I call you that?
Yes,
Okay, we are talking with sexologist Lisa Atkins. She's been on the show before, and we've had great conversations with her. A lot of stuff I'll sit here and tell you I don't understand, but at my age, I guess I should. But you know, it is a blessing. Okay, Gina, I ain't talking to you. It's a blessing that that Lisa's on here so that we can all know, you know, because Lisa. Okay, Lisa.
Yes.
Okay.
And when he's done, Dr. Atkins, I'm gonna ask you an intelligent question.
Can I finish mine first?
Go ahead.
Okay, Gina be angry sometime, all right? What can she do to kind of curb some of that anger?
Oh,
You need to get some.
oh my God.
Thank you, sex.
Because a lot of people say that when women are angry, they just need sex.
Is that true, Lisa?
No.
Well, you know, sex actually cures a whole lot of ills. As I mentioned earlier before, and just to give you a little bit more information in reference to it, a CAT scan was done of someone having an orgasm, and 30 active parts of the brain lit up on the CAT scan, and it included the portion of the brain where your long-term and short-term memory is. People that have sex longer are not as apt to have dementia or Alzheimer's, because having sex on a regular basis actually allows your brain to be more active. Of course, it's exercise, which is also good for you.
My question.
The consistent blood flow is good for you. With women that have had children, the vaginal area starts to drop because of gravity, just like men's testicles begin to drop. But the more you have sex and with orgasms, you're able to tighten that area inside the vaginal air cavity. So therefore, you're not like laughing and then having a moment where you feel like you've wet yourself. So having sex for longer periods of time reduce stress, because as I mentioned last time I was on the show, there's a stress hormone called cortisol.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When you are stressed, cortisol decreases your oxytocin levels and your testosterone levels. So the more sex you have, the more your oxytocin levels are increased and the better that you feel overall. Now, I did mention the circadian healing therapy, that as far as when you sleep, your body restores oxytocin and testosterone levels when you get the proper amount of sleep. So between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., you are restored physically, and between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m., you're restored mentally. So yeah, that's all a benefit for you. So have more sex, live longer, feel better.
That's what's up. Y'all heard that? It's in the Bible.
Yeah.
Hey, Lisa.
Yes.
I think Gina was going to ask the question because
Intelligent question.
Well,
I'm gonna ask an intelligent
my question, and it was basically concerning exercise and your sex life.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I mean, of course, that's essentially important because you want to get into different positions, and you can't rate yourself a 10 just because you can do 10 different positions. You got to exercise and make sure that and think about it this way: if you like to ride a penis, then you may want to do squats more often. If you like to have missionary style sex, you can lay on your back, lift your legs, bend your knees, bend that knee, because that takes a lot of work. And then sex gets boring when you get tired fast. Like, hold on, wait a minute. And you can't get in that position because, you're not exercising. And, from working from home, a lot of us have put on a little few extra pounds, and then you want to still have vigorous sex. And it doesn't work that way. You get tired quicker because you have more weight. So yeah, you definitely need to exercise, but sex is exercise itself.
Absolutely. Amina says, how about if it's unhealthy sex, meaning you're having sex out of marital obligations?
I'm sorry, you're saying you're having sex out of marital obligations and that's unhealthy?
That's what Amina's question. If that's what she's saying, maybe she can clarify that.
Right, because if you're having, monogamous means marriage. It doesn't mean that I'm in a relationship with my boo and we are together and we're committed. The word monogamous means marriage. Sex was made for married people. You have to understand that long ago, when sex was created back in the biblical days and all that, people were getting married younger. Now people are getting married older, so you're not supposed to actually be having sex, but I teach it, for you to have safer sex, because I can't stop you from having it. It's just the nature of humanity. But I mean, so if you're not having it with your the wife in your life, some people, and I had a show yesterday and I have a live tonight that I'm talking about sexual compulsion, which is another word for sexual addiction. And that's the number one reason that people cheat in relationships, because they want the variety. They seek the difference. They seek, something other than what's initially feeling good that first time that you meet, and you so many months into the relationship. So if there's no creativity, sometimes people yearn for creativity.
Okay.
And
before I leave, man, I'm glad you came on here, Lisa.
Yes.
Dr. Atkins and Marcella, and most definitely you, Gina. And I wish I could stay longer, but I gotta go. I'm gonna holler power to the people.
Power to the people.
Bye-bye.
Love y'all.
All right, man.
Apology.
So thanks, Uji, for hanging out with us for a minute. Jeff Rutherford says, say that, Lisa. That's the truth. People are definitely abusing sex now in this era.
Yes.
So,
it means nothing.
Lisa, what are sensate exercises?
Well, that's kind of like the tantric sex. It's more focused. Like they say, a sensate focus means when you're thinking of even martial arts, how you can, and see the reason why that's so important is because that's the number one reason why women do not have orgasms, because they can't focus. I can sit here for 3 minutes, before I know it, your eyeballs will go in that direction in about a minute and a half. So women can't focus, the reason why they can't have a stronger orgasm. Now, I've always said, get a blindfold, because if you block out one sense and allow the other ones to take control, then you're apt to feel more sensation than visually, seeing the towels on the ceiling, the shoes over here, the this, the whatever. So that sensate focus is just a sharp, meditative focus that you and your partner have with one another. Even if you sit facing one another, completely naked, and you just want to give eye contact, the woman will look away before the man will. That's just a natural exercise. Women will look away because for number of reasons. Sometimes they don't want to feel like they're in the spotlight. Sometimes they feel inhibited when you're just looking at them and they're just naked. Because we're not all completely satisfied with our bodies, with our clothes off. Men don't look at us the way we look at us. We look at ourselves in the mirror and be like, oh. Men look at us and be like, oh. It's a total difference. They don't see the marks, the scars, those are that allows you to live. So, and it allows you to give life. So women should be a little bit more apt to have that sensate focus with their own bodies. Be in control enough to be naked in front of their mate and just sit there and feel the heat that's coming from each other's body. Rub each other, touch each other, caress each other. When is the last time that you enjoyed like a real kiss? I mean, like tongue kissing and getting into the whole atmosphere of eroticism with your partner. And that's what it's made for, you and your partner. And sometimes people crave that, and they get it in a lot of different ways.
Okay. All right. Marcel, you've been sitting there.
I'm listening and learning.
Okay.
Yeah, you can learn a lot from Dr. Atkins. I know. I see the last time she was on.
Yeah.
I was listening then too.
Oh, you're listening in too, huh?
Yeah. A lot of friends were on at the same time, and we had a deep discussion like, what? We didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a lot about sexuality that people have to understand about themselves in order to feel better about themselves, because your clitoris is made for pleasure only. That's the only reason why you have it. So God must have thought we were magnificent creatures to carry around this pleasure button. And some women choose not to touch it because why? So social, cultural, religious stigmas have stopped you from enjoying your complete sexuality. So, that's the reason why a lot of women cannot have orgasms. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, here's a question, and I'm real curious about this as well. What is squirting?
Well, that's actually when you're having an orgasm from the G-spot. The G-spot, as I mentioned last time I was on, is the back door of the clitoris. So if you stick your fingers up there, or if your guy has a nice curved penis and it's curved upward, then you're more apt to get to the G-spot. Of course, you can get to it with wands and toys of that nature. When you have a G-spot orgasm, you're expelling fluid from your Skene's gland, which is mostly water, and your urethra is right in there as well. So that's where you urinate from. So you maybe 3-4% urine, whereas the most of it is water. But it is squirting is when you have an orgasm from your G-spot.
So it's urine as well?
It's a little bit of it. I mean, it's right there where it is. It's not like you can smell it, taste it, see it. It's not that much of it, but it's right there where your Skene's gland is, and the fluid that you absorb in your body is expelled, that way. So it's a little bit of it. I can't say that it's 100% Skene. No. Just get your face out the way. I mean,
you asked that question last time, Greg.
Yeah, look. If I number one, remember we were talking earlier about, Jenny weren't here. We were talking about secrets, okay? And should you tell people about certain things? Okay, let me know. Let me know if you're squirting. Okay. Number one, I'm gonna put my old sheets on the bed. All right. The oldest I get. Number two, I'm gonna get my Captain America shield. All right. 'Cause you ain't hitting me, it's gonna hit you right back. Okay.
So bad, so bad.
I'm,
Oh,
just,
yeah.
I'm not trying to get wet up like that. Okay. And if a man is if a can will woo will a if a man is going down,
Yes.
will that is that a different way? Will that make her squirt as well?
I mean, if you are, the only way that would happen is if you have your fingers inside of her vagina while you're licking her clitoris or something, because you have to touch the G spot, and that's the back door of where the clitoris is. So you have to be doing a couple things at least, unless she knows her body extremely well enough to just squirt on her own. So some women know their bodies well enough. They're trained to do it if they've been doing it long enough. Some women who are surprised by it, may not know. But some women have been doing it long enough. They've trained themselves to do it, just from the sensation of penetration or even oral stimulation.
Yeah, I think that's if you're gonna do it, let me move out the way. I'm just saying, I don't need no shower, especially a golden one. And I'm good. Okay,
Well, golden showers are something totally different. That's a philia, that some people have where they like the warmth of the urine on their bodies. So, yeah.
Oh, Lord, no.
Marcella spoke.
Well, the one thing about sexuality is it's as different as what kind of ice cream you like and what kind of ice cream I like. Everybody's appetite for sex is totally different. I may like to watch porn where you may not like to watch porn, and the type of porn I like to watch is not the type you like to watch. So everybody's different when it gets them to a level of arousal, and you never know. As a child, that person could have wet the bed, and for whatever reason, that warmth made him feel a certain way. So it all stems from something, but it's a level of sexuality that some people enjoy.
So you're saying that if I peed in the bed at 15, then
But
I'm allowed.
boys do urine in the bed longer than girls do. Boys, it's harder to potty
I don't know
train.
about that.
It's harder to potty train them. Yeah.
I went straight from I was like 3 years old when I started peeing.
Oh my gosh.
I was
You was
3.
peeing in the bed when you was
there is a
15.
such thing
I
as
wasn't peeing
night
in my bed.
erections. Young boys have night erections, which are good. It's like like you say,
You said night erections?
yeah, it's a such thing as night erections. It's not something you have control over, but then sometimes you have that release in your sleep and you don't know how that happened. So
Do you mean the not peeing in the bed, but that other release?
yeah.
No shit.
A wet dream. Have you heard of those?
I've heard them from women. Yeah,
What do you mean?
I've heard a lot of women say that they had wet dreams.
Oh, okay.
I've never
Did
heard a
you
man say.
ask what that meant when they said they had a wet dream? Did that mean they had an orgasm in their sleep? A lot
I,
of us can't have it while we're awake. So what did the wet dream consist of?
they said, Greg, they called me and they said, Greg, I had a wet dream about you.
Ah.
Oh my gosh.
Gina,
take over. Oh my gosh.
Gina, I'm just telling you what I was said. Now, see, y'all, I'm being serious because I'm trying to learn.
Not making up stuff though.
I'm not making up anything. Y'all already know who Greg is. Anyway, and if you don't, hold on. Okay. Oops, I dropped my phone.
Yes.
Okay, so wow, it's always an experience when we talk to you. You're making it too long. So you know what I'm gonna try to do, Gina? I'm gonna try to get a Lisa Atkins moment so we can just take it. She can post it there and get her paid for the moment that she comes on here, because this is good. What certain foods change the taste of below the belt?
Well, that's a good question. Quite a few people do ask that question based on the pineapple. And you have to consume an extreme amount of pineapple for your semen or whatever you're ejaculating to taste like that. We did discuss last time some of the things that are in sperm, the magnesium, the calcium, and all that, but you won't taste cucumber, you won't taste, anything specific, but the more vegetables you eat, the cleaner it tastes, the fresher it will be. That it wouldn't have that sour smell or anything like that from consuming a lot of alcohol. It wouldn't be as liquidy. People that drink a lot, their semen or their sperm is not as thick, as people who eat a lot of green leafy vegetables. There's men that juice a great deal so that they can have healthier sperm, and then they can, it. When you get older, it doesn't shoot across the room like it did when you were younger. So this allows you to have, that, yeah.
No, look, I can paint a whole room actually.
Oh my God.
No, Lisa, look, y'all be thinking I'm joking on some of this stuff, but look, I'm telling the truth. All right. So, is it okay? And ladies, I'm not trying to be gross, but we have sexologist Lisa Atkins with us today on DopelivenTV Live, and I got to ask the questions. Okay, so it's okay. Is it no? Or is it okay when you are when the ladies performing oral sex, man's performing oral sex, whatever? Is it okay to ingest?
Of course. It's either swallow or duck, either one of the two. Because if you are, it's either one of the two. You're gonna swallow it or you're not. You're gonna be out of the way, because if you're in that position and you know that he's getting ready to ejaculate, and you're right there in the line of fire, and you don't plan on, digesting it, duck.
So if you don't duck, you gotta swallow.
You don't have to. It may go well, it depends on what you guys communicate about before that act happens.
Close your eyes.
Close
your eyes.
That's something that you don't want to be surprised about, because if you say, "Oh, I'm gonna do such and such," and you want to say, "Are you okay with that? Do you want me to pull out? What do you want me to do?" Have that conversation. And if she said no, just keep going, then that lets you know that that's what her plans are. So, but I think it's a conversation to be had. Like I said, you can't think that because the girl before her was a swallower that this one is too. That's selfish.
You can't think that?
No, you shouldn't.
Oh, okay. Oh well, there goes my next
There
question.
goes that session.
If one do it, no, I guess they all do. I don't know. Maybe it's something that's medicinal about it, right?
Well, you do have conversations with ladies about sex before you even get into the bed. You have said 1, 2, or 3 words about sex. And if that's something that you guys are doing, even if it's a one-night stand, and you say, well, you down there, are you cool with what's going to happen afterwards? If she say yes, then there you have it. But you have to have that conversation, at least.
Okay, let me ask you, is there a difference in the feeling of making love or just having sex? Is there a difference?
I think so, because of the passion that you feel for that person. I am an erotologist, and that's the study of love. Some people are addicted to love, the passion, the romance, the whole feeling of it. You can feel feelings of joy, feelings of pride, just so many different emotions outside of sex when you love someone. You want to support them. You're happy when they're happy. Your dopamine levels are at a 10 because of the way that you feel for that person. I can have sex with you. It may not be that great. I'm done. Let's go. I may not talk to you again. It was just sex. But if you really genuinely feel something for the person, it could definitely feel better. It could feel so good. And it's something that two people should enjoy and share.
Okay. Jeff Rutherford says, yes, there definitely is a difference from getting rocks off, other than making an actual connection with someone. Appreciate that, brother. Most definitely. I asked the question because I've heard people say that it's a big difference between sex and being in love. So you just answered that question. So What was that other question? I'm sorry, because there was one here. Just okay, we squirted. Let's see, we queefed. We had certain foods that tasted different below the belt. We found out what sensate exercises are. We'll give y'all quiz later. How can women boost their libidos, and why do they have trouble attaining an orgasm during intercourse?
It's all in the mind. Our minds wander way too much. That's the number one reason that I found that women cannot have an orgasm. It does. I mean, your body is built for the pleasure. You have to have that sensate focus that you spoke about. You have to block other things out and enjoy the pleasure. You have to become a little bit uninhibited with your partner and allow them to find the erogenous zones that turn you on. And then you want them to find more than one because you want to be at a point where you're about to bust before penetration so that you can at least try to have an orgasm. But the majority of women, if it's based on them knowing their bodies well enough, because even if you teach them how large the clitoris actually is, they could find a position to get in and have an orgasm, and as long as they allow it to happen, it can happen because the clitoris is extremely large. It goes up under the mons pubis, right there. That little fatty pad covered in hair, that's part of your clitoris, and that's part of erectile tissue. So if you are enjoying sex, that whole area becomes erect like a penis because we're made so much alike. We have that the head of the penis is called the glans, and the clitoris is called the clitoral glands. It's the same thing. It's just one of them grew into a penis when you were born. So we're so similar, but we have erectile tissue too as women, and the clitoris goes all the way inside the labia majora, and it's amazing. And once women find out how large it is, where it is, and what positions to get in order to and really allow themselves to just release, no inhibitions. Don't worry about who's looking at you. Don't worry about the sounds you're making. Don't worry about your hair. None of that. Just worry about the pleasure, and you can have an orgasm.
Okay, you talk about this so freely, and I can tell the passion that you have about giving your experience and your wisdom to others. But let me ask you, when you first started getting the knowledge of this stuff, was it odd to you? Did it feel odd or strange to you?
No, it was funny because I had a radio show for some years, and it was given to me by Dr. Rachel Ross of the Doctors. And because I had to get on this show within a week because she had a contract to fulfill, then I had to actually cram and study some of the topics that I was going to talk about on the radio show. And I worked for Bill Burton, which is Cheryl Burton's brother from Channel 7. And he just told me in my interview, he said, Lisa, you say orgasm like people say Tuesday. I said, well, I mean, we all have them. I mean, you want to have one, if not. And I believe that sex is so universal. And once you start talking about it, everyone listens. Everybody listens. It's not something that you turn a deaf ear to, because if you're not learning something about it, you want to add to the conversation about what you know. And as men, you want to constantly learn so that you can please women. And women have to learn that men want to please us. And you got to tell them where it is. Tell them what feels good. Tell them to bite you in certain places. Tell them to scratch you. Tell them to pull your hair, spank your butt, do something extra, to turn the session on. And that's what it's all about. I mean, if you're going to be a missionary, that's good too, if that works for you. But you may want a little creativity so that you can enjoy it. It's made for pleasure and enjoyment and all that stuff. And the last lady that I spoke to, she said she enjoyed it so much she cried when she had an orgasm because she didn't realize that it could feel that good. And she said she just laid there and she was shocked and she just started to cry, and he thought he hurt her. And she said she just grabbed him and held on to him, and she said she never did express why she was crying because it just felt so good. And that's the way sex should be. It should feel so good.
Okay. Jeff Relevant, who, by the way, is a life coach, He says, much respect for you, Dr. Lisa. You're a Black woman who is not afraid to educate those within her culture. Much love to you, and my hat's off to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's something that we all should learn, to talk about. And I do private counseling, to assist people. And once they start to talk through it, they get to learn themselves a whole lot better, So, yeah, I
Now,
enjoy it.
here's another question, and this is about you, of course. So you talk about it so much.
Yeah.
Does that because you know so much about it, does that dull your experience a little bit?
No, because I'm still a girl. When I stop talking about sex clinically, I'm still a girl. I still have a guy who, if he touched me, it gives me certain thrills, feels just like anybody else. Sometimes I feel like it, sometimes I don't. But I know how to please myself. I know what it takes, and I know how to express myself verbally enough to get what I want. And it's not intimidating to anyone that I'm with because they're very secure within themselves and knowing that I'm going to tell you how to please me. It's not like a roadmap. You don't have to read my mind because
But
I'm
does a
not
man
going to
want to
lay
be
there
does a
and
man
just
want to be
let you.
told, Lisa?
I'm sorry.
Does a man want to be told how to please you? Can't
Of course. You don't want to learn? Of course you want to learn. Men want to
I
know.
want to learn on my own.
How are you going to learn on your own with a woman that you don't? I mean, because every woman that you meet is not the same. And what you see on that porn, what you see on television, that's not real. That's not real. That's not a real tangible person because she may not want to have sex the way he's doing it and you doing all these acrobatics and you making all these faces and all these noises. That's not genuine. That's not love. We want you to be your authentic self and have sex with us as an individual, not collectively based on what you've learned. What you've learned, you're gonna try on Mary, Jane, Sue, and Billy Joe.
I'm
You
learning from
gotta
you,
be
though.
individual with the woman. And the only way you're individual with the woman, ask her, does this feel good? Do you like this? What do you want me to touch you? What do you want me to lick you? Do you want me to bite you over there? While I'm down there, what do you want me to do? I can't hear you. Tell me. You have to individualize your session in order to be the great Greg. You telling me you
But
learned it from TV.
But that comes in a lot of that. What you're talking about, Dr. Atkins, comes in relationships where two people want to be together.
Yes.
And in instances like that, she wants to please him and he wants to please her.
Exactly. So if you're talking about long-term relationships, that's the conversation. If you're talking about hitting it and quitting it and moving on, then maybe you are going to do it the same way you did it every other time in order to get your rocks off, but that may not mean that she's going to get hers off. So you have to individualize the session in order to please the woman.
So you got to visualize the session in order to please the woman.
Yes, visualize the session with that woman, not with the session that you saw on TV. Say, he did that. That looks pretty good. Or he shaved off his hairs on his genital. I'm gonna do that too. And they do that. What if your partner like a man with hairs? What if you like a female with hairs and not with that? Those are conversations that you guys have to have with one another in a relationship in order to, have great sexual chemistry. Even little conversations mean a lot. Even the little ones.
Okay, and when I said what I said, I was talking about with that individual that I'm with. I can't learn from her without her telling me.
No,
you really can't, because what are you going to learn? She's telling you, if you mean by her body reactions,
By her reaction.
She's telling you. No. She's still telling you, because if she's having a reaction to you kissing her on the back of her neck, she's telling you. If she's having a reaction,
I did that without her saying anything.
Exactly. She don't. So you have to understand that's nonverbal communication.
Okay. I mean, I understand.
Sometimes you get, but I bet you won't get to that main spot unless you feel.
Telling you.
Oh no, that's not true to me. I'll get to it.
I mean, you're gonna do a lot of exploring in order to get to it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, her body is telling you. So you saying that there's no way that she can tell you how she is reacting to the
No,
sexual.
no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I was asking the question: can you do it without her telling you?
But non-verbally or
Yeah,
verbally?
non-verbally.
Non-verbally, she would be laying there like a dead fish. She wouldn't be reacting at all if it was non-verbally.
But why wouldn't she be reacting at all if I'm doing things and her body speaks?
That is non-verbal communication.
That's what I just said.
Right. So that's why I was saying, yeah, non-verbal communication is the way that she would express what feels good to her.
Okay. Here's a question: is it safe to have sex with someone who has genital warts or herpes, oral or genital? And when is it a good time to bring it up in a new relationship? And how do you bring it up?
Well, you bring it up extremely careful if you know that you and your partner want to take it to the next level. Be safe and be responsible because you always have to have a condom, even if you're having oral sex. You know, you have to do that with a condom because you don't have to have any visual sores in order for someone to see that you have herpes. It don't even have to be anything there. The person that has it knows when it flares up. You know, they have a burning sensation, an itching sensation in that area, but you have to be responsible and wear a condom, you know, and you can go to your doctor and talk about treatment, but that's definitely something that you want to talk to someone about before, because you initially want to have sex with condoms. You know, that's just not something that you want to do when you meet someone right off the bat because you don't know their sexual history. What do you know? HPV is so prevalent, so many HIV, so many sexual infections are prevalent where you want to be safe initially. You know, and herpes is something that you definitely have to wear condoms with when you're having oral sex, anal sex, vaginal sex, all of that.
Is it a problem if you have that chemistry, like you're going out or to say you go to a movie car lot, you know, you're going to look at a car, you see this woman. Um, is it unusual to you for them to have sex on the first time, the first date?
No. People have one night stands all the time. A lot of things influence one night stands. Alcohol, you know, you have maybe one or too many drinks and you feel a little loose. You know, recreational drugs, ecstasy. Ecstasy is a sex drug itself. It makes your sexual and dopamine levels go over the fence. So you want to have sex when you have ecstasy, when you're smoking weed. Sometimes you're a little bit more relaxed and you're a little bit more apt to do things that you may not have done if you weren't smoking it. Now, when you do take any type of drugs, it takes you longer to have an orgasm when you are
Is that
on.
right?
Yeah. So if you smoke a lot of marijuana, you don't have as quick orgasms when you're in the heightened moments of it. You know, just like with cocaine and ecstasy and things of that nature. So yeah.
Okay. Are sex clubs okay?
Oh yeah, a lot of people go to sex clubs. Basically, they are for couples. Single people do not go to sex clubs because of the confusion that could happen. You want to be able to pick partners together. You want to be able to say that you want this man with your wife or you want this woman with your husband, and the different acts that you want to perform. If you're into BDSM, if you're into anal, oral. Some of them have the hot wives clubs where they present their wife as a hot wife, and they get with other couples where this guy said his wife is a hot wife. So there's a lot of different swinging clubs. Back in the day, hedonism probably still have nude beaches in different places, but those are for couples, and they're okay if that's what you want to do. Some people go as voyeurs, some people go as exhibitionists, some people go to participate. So it's all based on your appetite there. So I got time for at least one more
I got
question.
one more question for
But
you.
do a
Okay.
live 10 minutes.
Gina, Marcella, do you all have any questions for the doctor?
I don't. No.
All right,
No, I don't have
it's
any.
been very quiet, but thank you
I
so
know.
much for at least listening and being open to the conversation. So thank you for that.
Well, let me ask you this, and by no means are any of these questions geared towards me. I'm just asking questions, okay?
Of
So,
course.
with the with a man, okay, how long do you think a man should have? I mean, a man's erection should last in a sexual encounter.
Well, if you're talking about a very healthy man, and age and all that plays a factor. Men have to make sure that they exercise their pelvic floor as well, because if you're not having sex, your erections may not last as long. Some men take medications, and when you take the Cialis and the Viagra and things of that nature, yeah, to help extend your your erection, but you should be able to do that on your own. I do recommend that men eat certain foods, like spinach is life's Viagra because it's filled with magnesium, and magnesium gives blood flow to your extremities, and your penis is one of your extremities. So you want to eat well. So if you're not having, if it's not lasting over 20 or 30 minutes, or what do you, because it depends on the man, and if you are healthy, the age of the man. Of course, a younger man may be able to last longer than a middle-aged guy or something of that nature, but middle-aged men be able to last longer than some young men, just based on diet and things of that nature. So it differs.
Okay, all right. Dr. Lisa Atkins. I know you got to go for your next
Got a
appearance.
show at 9. Got to eat my 2 chicken wings and French fries. And
What? How can people reach you?
well, I'm always available at Inside My Bedroom Closet, and that's at gmail.com. So you can always send me an email. I am on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. You can also reach me at Lisa at info-imbc.com. And that's for Inside My Bedroom Closet. But you have my phone number, so you're
Yes.
always welcome to call me and find out when I've got some time. I'm starting my master's program real soon. So I
Good,
freed up
good,
with some
good.
of the clients that I was taking in order to relax my brain and get ready to study again. So, yeah.
Congratulations.
We're gonna let you get to that chicken wing,
Yeah.
chicken leg, or whatever it is. All right.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
we definitely appreciate you hanging out with us. All right.
Oh,
We're
sure.
not done yet on the show, but we appreciate you for stopping by and hanging out with us. And we can't wait till you come back.
Oh, definitely.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you guys are very welcome, and I'll see you next time inside my bedroom closet.
Inside her bedroom closet. Yeah. Thank you,
All right.
Dr. Atkins.
You're welcome. Thank you. Have a good night.
Good night.
You as well.
So yeah, that was Dr. Lisa Atkins. She is a sexologist, and we had great conversation. There were a couple of more questions that I wanted to ask her, but we'll save those for next time.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Gina, since you always own me and talking. Let me ask you a question. Ilse, you answer this too. Do you think it's hard these days to be faithful?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it depends on the person. Some people struggle with that anyway, regardless, whether it's, some people have struggled with it all their life. Personally, it's not hard for me,
Not talking about you.
but I don't think that it's hard if a person doesn't want to be unfaithful. Think about all the marriages that are 20, 30, 40 years old that they never stepped outside the marriage. I think it's possible.
Do we know that they never stepped outside of the marriage?
You don't really know, but they know.
40 years, same old suit, every day, same old suit. Do you think, they really didn't step out? Darian Collins says being faithful? No, it's a choice. Absolutely. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree totally. Marcy, what do you think?
Repeat your question again, please.
Do you think that it's hard these days to be faithful?
I don't think so. And like the guy said, it's a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Darian is a girl.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't say that. But no, it's a choice.
Okay. It's a choice. So let's keep it 100, y'all. Have any of you ever been unfaithful? And let me change that. Let me change that. All right, you're in a relationship, right? And do you think that the thought of another man is being unfaithful?
I don't.
As long as you don't act on it.
Right. I think if you act on it, I mean, you just because you're in a relationship does not make you blind.
Doesn't make you blind, but you don't have to think about this, man. What if you're in the bed? What if I should have asked the doctor this? What if you're in the bed and you inadvertently blurt out another man's name?
Oops.
Well, that has never happened. Yeah.
Y'all funny. Darian Collins says it's easier to do the right thing when the relationship is going well. What do you do when times get tough? That is an excellent question.
I'm gonna tell you, in my opinion, if you step outside the relationship because times are tough, it makes things even worse. It does not make things better.
Okay, but if you're not getting what you need at home,
well then you don't. I mean, being unfaithful is not the answer.
So what?
Okay, look at the things that, I mean, it's a lot of things that can come along with that. Babies, diseases, killings. Are you really willing to risk all of that?
Ilsa says you got to continue to water the plant. I mean, I get that, Gina, but you said big oops. I get that, but if you're not, and believe me, this is something to me too. If you're not getting what you need at home, I'm not saying I cheated. I'm just saying if you're not getting what you need at home, and you're saying that it makes it worse, but what is the person to do? They're not getting the communication at home. They're not getting the sex anymore at home. They're not getting the romance. They're not getting all of that. Okay, it's just
business. You do things like go to sessions like with Dr. Atkins. There are things you can do other than cheat. I mean, if you choose to cheat, then that's something you wanted to do. And if you feel that the relationship is over, then you end the relationship. Cheating is not going to help it.
But it's not always easy to just end a relationship. You've already put the time, the effort, the emotions into this relationship, and you just gonna.
Why isn't it easy? I mean, why if you feel that you need to cheat, then why isn't it easy to end it?
I don't know. Darian said this is a sore subject since my love interest of 8 years cheated on me for several months. He says he wasn't getting what he needed. I wasn't either, but I didn't cheat.
Yeah, and it as I stated, it just causes more problems. It does not help the situation. And a lot of men don't want to talk to their women about what's wrong because they, or why I'm not satisfying you and things like that, because they feel like it diminishes their manhood. But it's always a good idea to ask your significant other what it is they like and what they want, because you can't just know. You can't just know.
Go ahead, Marcy.
Okay. Okay. My number one answer is pray first, but then I'm in agreement. It's about communicating. Number one, you have to talk and think about what it was that the two of you that got you guys together. Go back to the beginning when you were swinging from chandeliers and telling each other you care for each other. The bottom line is you need to talk.
Mm-hmm.
And on another show, we talked about relationships, and I made the comment. It was something about leaving, and I said, and I made the comment. I kept trying to communicate that I was not happy, and I felt that there were some things wrong, and I wanted to talk. And the person didn't want to talk until they came, and I was packed up to go. And by that time, I was done with it. But the bottom line is communication. A lot of times when people go out and cheat, and you hear like on shows and different things, you just hear people talking about, well, I went to her because she listened. Okay, but then you didn't want to talk to your spouse. The thing is, you talk to that other person. It was, but a lot of times it's like when you ask them, have you talked to your spouse, your significant other? And 9 times out of 10, well, no, I didn't want to talk to that person. So what was the difference between talking to the one you cheated on? It was just the choice you decided to make.
Okay.
You weren't speaking from your head above. You were speaking with your head below. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And as Darian has said, he cheated. She wasn't cheating. Okay. Angie says communication is everything. I totally agree with you, Angela. I totally agree with you.
And I'm gonna tell Darian, good riddance. They deserve each other.
Communication is key. She said, we have decided to rebuild and reinvent our relationship. We love each other dearly, and we're committed to make it better. So you can, after the cheating has happened, you can decide through communication, as Jeff said, and Angie said, you can decide to rebuild. You can decide to say, okay, look, I'm going to forgive. I'm not going to forget. I'm going to forgive and continue that relationship. Do you all think that's a good idea?
It is for some.
What about you? I see that look on your face.
No, not for me.
So it's one and done.
One and done.
Marcy? I thought you was frozen.
I thought she was frozen.
I thought she was frozen too. One and done, Marcy?
Pretty much with me. I'm done. I just lose respect for you.
But if you
and I'm like, it's a done deal, pretty much. That's a deal breaker.
And you have that feeling that if you're really willing to risk what you have, there's some importance for that other person because you're willing to throw everything away. It's always a possibility that you're going to get caught, and you're willing to take the risk. So there's some strong feelings there or something there that allows you to say, hey, I don't care if I lose everything.
Okay. Now Angie says you can forgive but never forget, and I agree with that to a point. So you forgive, and Darian said, they've decided to rebuild and reinvent their relationship. You can forgive. That's the godly way to do. Forgive. All right. You cannot forget, but if you forgive and you get back into that relationship, knowing that you haven't forgotten, isn't that going to create walking on glass all the time, walking on eggshells?
I wouldn't know. But I would think that
this ain't about you.
But I would think that you would always have that in the back of your head that they're going out with the boys, they're cheating again. I don't know how you cannot have those thoughts.
That's what I'm saying. You can forgive and you don't forget, but you get back into the relationship and he might turn left and you'd be like, oh hell no, oh hell no.
Right, but that's why I'm one and done, because that would bother me, and I don't want to live uncomfortably like that. I don't want to live with distrust like that. Now, some people make it work. It depends on the individual. Some people can handle that. I can't handle that. And I have to be honest with myself that I can't handle that.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Marcy.
I dealt with that in my 20s and I took the person back. But still, it was always in the back of my mind, like, okay, well, wait a minute, you're working late. Maybe not. Okay, I'm just going to put myself out there and trust that you're done with that and it's over. It wasn't. And it was ugly. And I was done. And from then on, I just told myself I can't do it again. Okay. If you feel that much about it's okay to go out, then just go. And I'll in a relationship, I'll tell a person when it comes to the point where you feel that I'm not the one you want to be with, let me know. My feeling might be hurt, but I can get over it as well.
I'm with Marcel.
I love myself too much, and that's something that I had to learn. I have to love myself first, and that's just a deal breaker for me.
That is important.
But on the other tip, if you decide that you're going to take that person back and you're going to forgive them, you have to forgive them.
Okay.
I'm going to take you back, and then every time you get into an argument, well, you cheated with so and so. You got to forgive that.
And in my situation, I did. But when I did go, let's say I went to get them from work one day, and a motorcycle pulled up, and it was a manly body. And on the way going home, I'm looking out the rearview mirror, and that motorcycle was still behind us. Pulled up to our home. Bless God, I'm not in prison right now.
There you go. Look, Darian said her guy's a great guy. He fucked up. She's not idealistic. Cheating happens, but she's seen and known of many great marriages and relationships that have survived and actually became stronger. And I, knowing Darian, I know she's a very strong woman as well. She says that you have to rebuild the trust. When someone loves you, they do what they have to do to ease your mind,
And that's what they
Yeah.
should do.
soothe your soul.
That's
She's
what
right.
they should do. If
Absolutely.
you're the person that cheated, you should be the person that make your mate feel better and comfortable in the relationship because you have destroyed that trust.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. Darian says she surely loves herself. That's no question. And again, I said I do know Darian, and she's one of the strongest women I know. And you know, I feel her on what she's talking about. Angie's still standing says, I know a couple where infidelity occurred. She forgave, and they have been happily married for over 50 years. It's a personal preference.
It is. It is.
Preference. That's a real rough subject, though. I mean, the forgive and to forget part. And I still say, you know, yes, you may be forgiving. You may say, okay, you said I'm sorry, but don't do it again. All right. But it takes a strong individual, as you said, to take that person back. And as Angie and Darian said, and to hold them accountable to what they did and to make sure that they continue to do better. Right. And it's not about changing the person, it's changing your behavior, changing that person's behavior. Okay. If that person feels that you're worth it, then they're going to change. Okay. They it's a given. They messed up. And they know it. And but the strong part of the other person is they are standing right there. Yeah, there may be a bunch of tears and all of that stuff, but they're standing right there and say, hey, look, I don't appreciate what you did, but I love you. I'm still there. I'm still here. We've invested too much time in this relationship. So you promise that the guy promises, hey, I'm not going to do it again. I promise you. All right. Because he knows what he's done. He recognizes that he could lose the best thing that ever happened to him. His muse, the woman who has soothed his soul. Now he has to repay her. All right. Can she forget though? You know, because that's and Jeannie, we said it earlier. That for the forgiving part is a hard part, but the forgetting is even harder when you stay in that relationship. To me, you know.
Absolutely.
So I mean, I don't know. It's
And you know what? Sometimes some people stay for the sex. Sometimes people do stay for the sex. Even though they know that the person is cheating, they don't care.
Sex be that good. Angie says sometimes love really does conquer all. I truly believe that. You know, there are instances where you do get that fairy tale. Bad things happen. You might stop talking to one another for a minute, okay, but you know that this person is the one for you. They fucked up. They messed up. But you know that person is for you. And it's more of an attraction from the soul, you know. Yeah, it was broken for a second, but you know, they're still there. I don't know. Like I said, love is a strange strange thing. Darian says it's a personal choice. I'm speaking out to help someone who is listening to others and not following their own mind. Oh, that is so important. Don't listen. Do what you. Let me finish.
Yes.
What you need to do for you.
Don't ask your friends.
Love does.
Don't ask your neighbors.
And that's terrible when, yeah, girl, I knew he wasn't for you anyway. Okay. Yeah, I could tell by the way he walked, the way he acted when I first met him. Okay. I don't know why you even started with him. You know, come on. Who cares about what other people I don't care what other people say about me or anything like that. Okay. I like my privacy. Keep my relationship out of your mouth. Okay. This is between me and her. Period. But you know, you got too many messy people. Angie says, yes, Darian. You got too many messy people out there who want you to, you know, they want you because they want you to still be with them. Your time is being taken away now that you're with a person who's occupying your time. Your time's being taken away. So that person messes up, and now this other person, these outside people are just so happy because of the fact that now they got you again. Now you can hang out with them again. Go ahead, Marcy.
That's why you keep people out of your relationships.
Oh yeah.
Period. That's
including family.
Oh, that's the biggest.
Say that again, Gina. I got to give it to you, girl.
Including
family.
Think about it. When you run to your family, every time you have an issue with your mate, they form opinions about them. And then you get back together and you're okay with that person, but they still have those same opinions about that person. So it's never a good idea to run to your family and tell them what's going on in your relationship.
Yeah. I experienced that with a friend telling me things. I was hot. Then she told me they were back together, and I'm sitting here wanting to fight him. And I'm like, wait, that's stupid. You know, so I just got to the point when they would say things, oh, such and such. I'm like, are you shocked by that?
Right.
You're okay with it. I'm okay with it.
I don't want to hear about it. Me and my two best friends and myself, we have a code of ethics. We do not talk about our relationships with each other. And we've been friends for almost 20 years.
Yeah. Jeff says family definitely will mess up your whole relationship. You know, I like privacy. And I think some of my reasons are kind of selfish because I've done what I've done for a living, and I'm always, and I've gone out with people and people who know me, especially my home, not Gary, where I'm at, people will come up and, you know, hey, I like your stuff. I like this. I like that. Okay. And it's intrusive to me. All right. And I don't want to put hurt through that. And I think that's kind of selfish on my part. And I'll be the first one to admit it. So
what about when your best friend dates your ex? Are you okay with that?
No. You know, no, and that has happened to me as well. And here's the reason why, and I'll tell you why. Okay, because for the men, there's a code. Okay, you talk about it. You know this person, all right, and then they turn around, and you know after you and her break up, they turn around, and next thing you know, I got to hear from somebody, man. You know your boy is engaged to your ex-girl. I'm like, really? That motherfucker. I'm just saying, you know, but for me, and I think, look, there you go. Angie said, Ariel says, no, I can poll about 100 people right now. They'll say, no, there's going to be a couple of hell no's. There's going to be a couple of all hell no's. Okay. It's going to be a lot of no's because that's against the code. You don't do that. You don't do that. And not only should you be mad at your friend, you be mad at her too, because she knew he was your friend. All right. That's the same thing like Omarion from B2K and Lil Fizz. Omarion's woman was April. She had 2 babies with this dude. And Lil Fizz, they was getting ready to go on tour. They did a couple of shows, but he decides to come out and say to him and April, we're messing around with each other. Omarion said, okay. All right, cool. I'm gonna shut your money off now, bro, because I ain't doing the tour no more. Because I was a solo artist, I'm gonna do it myself. You know, Jeff said best friend and ex is a definite no. There, he said sometimes they were already looking at the friend when you were together. Absolutely, I agree. I agree, dude. That's facts right there, bro. Darian says we have a code. Women got a code too.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I know a few people that have or even married their best friend's ex.
That's just crazy to me. Okay. Angie says a friend did that to me and I did eventually forgive her, but the friendship is done. Absolutely. It's not, I don't, you know, and this guy who did that, you know, me and her broke up. So people probably would say, hey man, so what? You know, y'all wasn't together. Okay. It's a code. I don't care what nobody says. There's a law. It should be a law. Don't mess with your friends, your best friends, ex. Period. Or else that's an ass whooping. Because this dude almost look. I'm gonna tell you, man. When I heard it, my brother told me. I hadn't heard nothing about it because I don't live here. So I'm like, hey, he tells me this, and I'm like, he did. And so my first thing was to call her. but she changed the number, so I couldn't call her. So now I'm getting mad. Okay, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna see this dude. I'm gonna see him. So I made it a point to see him. The bad part about what happened was that, and I'm gonna keep it 100. To get him back, I did him the same way. Girl he used to date, I made sure he saw me and her at a hotel. But no, I'm joking. Darian says, I don't understand this stuff. Where the spouse dies and the widow remarries a sibling. Oh, hell no. I should title this we got to talk about this in another show too. And we're gonna call that show "Oh Hell No."
That happens in different cultures. That is true for different cultures.
Yeah, but oh hell no. Hilsa says one and done. All right. Angie says she regrets it and misses the friendship, but it will never be the same. Yeah, I agree totally. Oh hell no. Yeah, that's gonna be the next show. Oh hell no. And we need to say
I got a few all hell no's.
Yeah, we need to say that about 50. You know
I got a few of them.
Everybody, look, y'all join us tomorrow because tomorrow is all hell no day. Okay. Everything, every single thing is still relationships, but every single thing we talk about tomorrow, it's gonna be oh hell no. Period. Okay. Y'all agree?
I'm in 100% agreement.
Okay.
Oh hell no. Ilsa says so petty. Arian says bingo, different races. Yep. Jeff says the spouse in America was already looking at the sibling for generations. Yeah. But oh hell no. Okay, because I just can't get it. You know, there's certain things, especially if I've even heard of situations where you bring your girl to the family reunion and she checking out your cousin checking out her. Cousin gonna get ass whooping right on the basketball court when we playing at the picnic. Okay, right at the sack race. I'm gonna put the sack over his head. Right?
You gonna beat him blind.
When we doing the egg race, all right, I'm gonna have raw eggs and I'm gonna just pelt his head. It's done.
That hurt.
It's done. It's done. Yeah, maybe I should get a really hard ass boiled egg.
I was gonna say do the boiled egg. That'll hurt.
Then I'm gonna come in here and like, oops, man, I thought I didn't know it was boiled dog. I had hurt. Jeff said that's how it always starts. That's just ridiculous. Darian, you're right though. And different races. Oh hell no. We're gonna talk about some all hell no moments tomorrow for sure. Definitely. Matter of fact, when I create the post tomorrow, I'm just gonna put all hell no. Tune in tomorrow, 7:00 Central. And you'll see what we're talking about. Oh, hell no. I got to find a good picture for that, too. Probably going to be me in the picture like this.
You silly.
That's what I should do. Hey, man, look, y'all make sure y'all check out Eternal Grind, the podcast. Those guys are something else, okay? Why am I talking about another podcast? Because they're tremendous people.
They are. I watched a couple of episodes yesterday.
They keep it 100.
They need to come on here for all hell no, because they are funny.
I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get them on here. Bree Barnett, where you been, girl? Shout out to Bree Barnett, long time supporter. Appreciate you. Waiting for tomorrow, then. All hell no. Yes, you better come on tomorrow, girl. Maurice Bishop says hell no, but he says it off the air.
He did say he would be out of town.
Oh, he
said yesterday.
Okay, you're right, Maurice. Okay, I was going to give you an all hell no moment right there, bro. I sure was. All right. Darian Collins, you said, but what's the rest? You need to know the rest, okay? And Darian, are you still with the NAACP? I need to. We needed at one time. We were looking for some NAACP.
Well, they were at an event on 25th and Broadway, giving away baby supplies, diapers, and stuff like that a couple of weeks ago. I hit you up. You were in Gary too. I said,
remember that. I do remember that.
Did you go up there?
I actually saw Ludine.
Yeah, it was Ludine's event. Was an event.
I was only there 5 minutes, so I had to go. Darian says something very interesting here. She says, "Here's the but. My dad was initially interested in my aunt. He found out she was too young, so he asked to go out with my mom. They stayed married 58 years. I love her parents, man. They're some good people. You know, mom's a lawyer. Shout out to mom. You know, her father, and they stayed married until her dad passed away. Yeah. Rest in peace, Mr. Collins. Good man. Good man. And see, my parents were together for 61 before my father died. And I can't even do 61 minutes, man. You know, but Maurice says I'm going to try to log in early on Thursday. Yes, Lisa, you can get it. I'll text you a link to the YouTube, and I'll get you that. I'm being real. Things happen. Oh, I know, Darian. I'm just saying. Me personally, I've been married, and for me, and Gina, you can attest to this, I guess, and Marcy, you probably can too. It's kind of hard doing what we do, you know, and expect someone to really understand every nuance of what we do. It's really hard.
Yeah. I always say it takes a special man to deal with me. I've only had 3 in my lifetime that could actually deal with me and what I do and the time that I put into the things that I do.
And see, I'm gonna say something that probably is probably the worst thing I can say about myself is that I think that the women that I've dealt with can deal with me. I couldn't deal with me. You know what I mean? I couldn't get over myself. I'll put it like that. Some of my fears about relationships are that I'm not going to be there for that person like they need me to be there. All right, which is something that I desperately need to change within myself, and I can speak on that because I know me. But the thing is, when you have a good person, a good support person, somebody who is not judgmental to you, then it breaks down those things that you have inside of you, that I have inside of me. It breaks it down a little bit, okay? And makes me be a little bit less pensive, a little bit less cold, you know, because I can be that, you know. I'll tell anybody, you know, I'll say it. I'm an asshole sometimes, but I don't mean to be. What's that look for, Marcy? Gina, y'all just got.
I haven't said anything. I don't know anything about that.
Well, you know what? I think that the fact that you can recognize that and know that, you know, you're not ready for a relationship. I think that's big.
I never said I wasn't ready. I am ready to a point. In my mind, yes, I want to be in a relationship, but I don't want to hurt anybody. And I know that that's what I'm capable of doing, not physically or anything. I would never hurt a woman physically, okay? But a woman deserves time. A woman deserves, as Darian has said, I forgot who said it, but to be, I'll say it myself, to be soothed. She needs her soul to be soothed. Yes, I can make you feel good in a lot of ways, okay? But to get to your core, y'all better give me an extra check for this one. To get to the core of a woman, that's what she wants. She wants you to understand that when sometimes things, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, things she shouldn't have to ask. You should know sometimes. And you shouldn't expect, just because, you know, and this is me, because I've done what I've done for a living, just because other people cater to me does not mean that she has to cater to me. She doesn't. I'm looking at people who are fans who in my pocket for, you know, working with me and for me and this and that. But just because that's what they've done, or what I was used to, I can't expect that of the woman. And I think that's what my biggest problem is. I don't separate it. All right. And I'm going to be separated. I'm going to separate. I'm going to learn. Okay. Because in order to be with someone, I have to, again, even though I might say that I love myself, I have to love myself more so that I can love that person totally and get to the core of that person. That's just me. All right. And she says core, yes. Darian said being an asshole is the mask. You don't want to be vulnerable. Men want to be loved and cared for at that deep level too. Absolutely. Okay. And I agree with you. Being an asshole is a mask. All right. And that's a mask that I truly have to learn how to shed. I have to learn how to get that away from me. So if there is, and she says, but they don't want to risk the hurt and pain that goes with being vulnerable. Someone told me a long time ago, Greg, even when I lost my wife, I didn't cry. I didn't feel any way. You know, they said, well, did you love her? I mean, I married her. Of course I loved her. Then what happened? I wasn't there for her. I wasn't, you know, I was there for them. You know, the money was cool, had her in the house, but she said, you can take all of that stuff. We could live in a tent. I married you to be with you. I married you to have that bond, to build with you. And you're building alone. I don't care about all of this stuff. You're building alone. I want to be a part of everything that you do. And I did do that. All right. And I'm well aware of that. And I don't do it now, you know? And those are things that I know that I have to work on myself. And I'm going to do that. Marie said, I told you she is out there, man. Yes, she is.
You better be ready. You better be ready. You better get your head ready. So when you do meet her, you don't run her off.
Exactly.
I'm going to take all the shoes.
You know, Greg, something that I told, I think I shared with you, I dated a pastor for a few years. And if people know, a lot of times women look at pastors as celebrities. Mm-hmm. And something I had to tell him in our relationship is, when you're with me, now, yes, you're a pastor for 24 hours, but when you're with me, you have to take that pastor hat off. And it's just the two of us. And that's something that you might have to learn. You know, you're talking about like celebrity and all this, people coming up to you. And that's just, you're going to have to be, when you meet that woman, just be Greg. You know, forget about
just be plain old Reginald, huh?
Yes, just be plain old Greg. Just yeah, but you know,
Marcella, we see with Greg. We see the Greg.
Well, I know what you're saying. I mean, don't be the celebrity. I've known Greg over 40 years, but he knows what I mean. Take off that celebrity hat. Don't be talking about how great you are or you have money, because like I said in another show, money is good. You get to buy things and do things, but when the money is gone and all that is stripped away, who do you have to deal with?
I ain't gonna lose my money.
No, but money is not going to bring you happiness, though. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It's not going to bring you happiness.
You see my gym shoe collection?
So what?
So what? She's sorry. She's sorry, y'all. Look, y'all.
That makes you happy?
Put your tongues away.
Marry your gym shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff says, yes, Darren, we all want the same things in life. We just do things differently, male versus female and vice versa. Darren agrees. Maurice, quit laughing. That's true, Marcella. She just wants the real you, not the other hats. Bree says, exactly. You better come on here, all hell and all Bree. Yes, better come on. Darian Collins says, COVID has taught us that we should love and need each other. Absolutely. Yeah. That's right. When you're naked in front of that woman, what do you have to offer? The dick. Anyway,
oh my God.
Help him, Lord, help him.
Right? We're gonna pray for him, Marcella.
Woo!
I'm just saying, if I'm naked in front of a woman and she naked in front of me, either her mother, her cousin, somebody, Bree, come on now. Somebody got to do it. I'm not going to be naked by myself. I meant to ask her, though. Maybe you guys can ask Maurice, what? I'm a fool. Yeah, I got to be. Right? Let me ask you guys this real quick, too. It's 9 o'clock, 9:03. We got to go. So when a man gets erect, he said, Lord. When a man gets erect, because there's no bone in there. So how does the cartilage get like that?
From the blood flow.
Yeah.
So it just mixes up, and then the blood say. Nobody's answering.
Yeah, we're not the specialists though.
Bree Barnett says, "OMG."
We're not the specialist. That was a question for the sexologist.
Lisa,
He went to school for that.
OMG, what does that mean? Oh my Greg. Darian says, but these men better wake up. Stop waiting till you sick and your wee stops working to settle down. Give us some good.
That's when it happens.
Mhm.
Darian, that's when it happens.
Darian, get out of here.
And they're by themselves. Then they want somebody to come wipe the slob off their face, to help pick them up and take them to the bathroom. That's when they settle down.
She said she gonna be your damn nursemaid and caregiver. Look, all you got to do for me, get to that point that I'm not getting there. Give me 2 popsicle sticks and some string. I'm gonna tie it up. I'm hard. There it is. There it is, right there. All right. That
You need help.
That's not gonna work.
Comment, huh?
That is not a core comment. Put
Gina,
the core down.
Gina, I will put
core.
And the Viagra causes heart attacks.
Y'all think about it. It's not Viagra. It's 2 sticks, 2 popsicle sticks, and you just wrap it up so it's, now you like that, and then you put a condom over that. That way it won't hurt you. Y'all don't agree?
No.
Man. Then Angie says, hell no. That's for the
everywhere.
Tomorrow. That is for tomorrow. All you left off the all, Angie. So put it back again. It's all hell no. You gotta say it right. Maurice. That's an upside down. That's an upside down emoji, dude. Hey Maurice, see what you missing? Yeah, they call me Batman.
All right, let's start closing it up now. We got to get ready for all no.
Oh, hell no. But before we go,
script time, Faith.
No, you know I'm not gonna do that. Okay?
I know. I'm like, yeah, he playing right
That
now.
ain't gonna happen, but I will do this one.
You're beautiful. You're smart. You're loved. This week will be great. You got this. You're a badass. You can do this.
I will do that one. Maurice said, nah. Benita said, ooh, child. Where you got these words from? What's child? What's child, Lanita? Is that, oh, no, I'm sorry. I said it wrong. Woo. It says woo, chili. The country.
It's ooh, child.
No, it's woo, chili.
Greg gonna be on the run pretty soon, messing with folks.
I'm gonna be what?
On the run.
I ain't got no reason to be on the run. I'm cool.
Okay.
Where my brother at?
You're going to be in another country.
Hey, child, in Chile. That's where he at. In Chile. Hey, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight, okay? We love each and every one of you guys that tune in, and we appreciate the comments, all right? We definitely do. Make sure if you have any questions or comments, inbox me, Greg, on Facebook, all right? I'm not going to give you my phone number unless the walls of your clitoris. No, let me stop. I'm not. I'm just saying. Just relevant. Run. Hey, I want to say this real quick. Look, if you really want to just have a good experience watching a program on YouTube, go to DJ Cassidy's Pass the Mic. All right, seriously, Gina, this is where DJ Cassidy is a DJ. He's a famous DJ, and you know how the DJ spin the records and mix them all together.
Mm-hmm.
He got the original recording artist to come on and sing a portion of it. I saw Howard Hewitt. I saw Jody Watley. I saw Gladys Knight. I saw Larry Blackman in cameo. Drew Hill.
Sound like your rewind.
Yeah, well, look, the rewind is coming back, all right? But it had all of DJ Cassidy's Pass the Mic. Y'all go look at that. There's like 4 or 5 of them. Actually, it's more than that. Go look at them because you Gladys Knight was on there singing, and they're singing to their songs. Okay, who else was on there? They had the old school hip hop artists. They had LL Cool J was on there. They had Chubb Rock was on there. Pete Rock and CL Smooth. They had SWV was on there. TLC was on there. They had Kid and Play was on one of them. Oh, it was so dope. It is very good, Angie. Man, I was having a good time. And then there's a questionable movie I want everybody to go check out too. And I got just so everybody can know real quick, Nyla and I are working on a project where she's going to be hosting a show where she's critiquing movies that are on Netflix and Hulu and all of that stuff. It's coming out for real good. Y'all got to check it out. It's called Yeah, I Saw That. Y'all check that out real soon.
Yes.
There's a movie called not Motives, Manifest.
It's not a movie.
It's a series.
It's a series.
And it's on Netflix, man. Look, y'all go check this out.
That's the only series that I've watched, but I read that it was discontinued, that the series was
Canceled.
Discontinued the series.
Well, I spoke with somebody, okay, because we were debating. She said that there were 3 seasons. All I saw was 2 on Netflix. So I think they may have, like you said, because Netflix is only showing 2 seasons, but clearly she showed me that they had 3 seasons of it. So, but it's a very interesting concept.
Very interesting.
Get on a plane and you go somewhere, and the plane don't land. So we see for 5 years, and now they down, and now they got some kind of little.
Don't tell the plot. No,
okay.
It's like I don't watch series. You know, I do not watch series, but that one caught my attention.
Angie said,
where is the 3rd season, Angie? It's not on Netflix.
Right, it's not on Netflix. It's not on Netflix.
I don't know what the 3rd season, because when I watched it, like I binge watched it. Nothing ever catches me on television like that at all.
Exactly. I binge watched it as well, and I was like, because I wanted to stop, but I'm like,
yeah, you want to see the next one, but
the way that they ended the previous one, I'm like, okay, I got it.
I'm like, and then I read they discontinued. I was like, they can't do me like that. That's why I don't watch series.
What do you think about
it is very, very good. And all I could think about when I watch movies, I think about what's in the head of the person that wrote the storyline, because you have to be way out there for some of these movies. And Manifest is one of them. I'm sitting there like, what kind of mindset was this person in to even think of this?
Mm-hmm.
Like this was something that was like really, really far-fetched.
Yeah. And when I watch for the same thing, and then I watch the way that they shoot it, and I'm like, I even love the way that they shot it. All right. And now that I'm into LUTs, the color grading for what I do, I'm looking and I'm like, oh, I wish they had a color grade for this one, man. Angie says, I watched the beginning of 3rd this year, finishing the rest on Cinemax. Okay. I don't know, but regardless, check it out, y'all. It's interesting. I'm not gonna say it's good or bad. It's an interesting project. I'll put it like that. It's a very interesting project. I got to watch it. I'm like, Gina, that's, we sister and brother. Like I said, we are.
You definitely want to see the next episode. Want to see the next episode.
Okay, I'm reading right now. It's saying, what is Peacock? You can stream on Peacock, season 3.
Peacock is. Oh, really? Peacock is another
streaming thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I have Peacock.
Oh, Peacock got it. Peacock has commercials and stuff too. I'm gonna check it out, but if they got a 3rd season, I'm gonna need to see that. I might be up on
I know.
And it was canceled after season 3.
It was canceled after season 3.
Well, then I must have watched all 3 seasons.
No, if you watched it off of Netflix, it was only 2. We only watched 2.
Okay.
One had 13 episodes, one had 10. The second one had 10. So we only watched 2. And
then I have to find season 3.
Mm-hmm.
Cinema screens too. Okay. Yeah, we got to find it somewhere. But again, everybody, check out. Look, and Gina, when you get off of here, go to DJ Cassidy. Just put it in the search on YouTube. DJ Cassidy's. He even did one for Mother's Day. All right. But DJ Cassidy, and he had Belle. He had all the new edition on there. Johnny Gill sang a song. I think it was My. And then Bobby Brown got on there and sang. And then Belle Biv DeVoe sang. Okay. I'll Be Sure was on there. Christopher Williams was on there. I'm telling you, and it's just like mixing a record, except the actual Keith Sweat, the actual artist were there. Even the lady that says that sang the song. I forgot what it was. It was a spiritual song. And then the guy that sang that song, you remember the movie with Tommy Davidson and I
Hmm.
forgot what it was, but Angie said the third started in April. But it's a good series with DJ Cassidy. Y'all check that out, please. If you want to have a good time and seeing some of these older artists, Kool and the Gang was on there. Earth, Wind and Fire, like I said, Philip Bailey and Verdine White with the long straight hair and the hairline started back here. But it was, Stevie Wonder's little brother. It was good. It was good, and I'm actually going to watch that again because I like seeing those people. Evelyn Champagne King, Shanice was on there. The lady that sang Superwoman was on there. MC Light was on there. It was Gina. Check it out.
I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out as soon as we get off of here.
I didn't talk to 9:15. Look at this.
Yes,
y'all.
you did.
We normally trying to get out of here at 9 o'clock. Okay, but y'all go watch that. Check out Manifest. This is Dope Living TV Live. Thank you, Marcy, for hanging out with us. You must come.
I enjoyed you, Marcella, as usual. I enjoyed myself.
You must come on here again. I thank everybody. Angie, Jeff Rutherford, Darian, Maurice, everyone. Amina, Ilsa, you was kind of quiet today. I'm used to that. Okay. Who else do we have here? Krista, Amina, and I can't find my phone because there's a lot of people that were watching on another service. Maurice says peace. In the Middle East. We used to say that back in high school, okay? But anyway, it's Dope Living TV Live, okay? All hell no tomorrow, all right? Have a great night, everyone, Jeff says, all right? And we say the same thing. Have a great night, everyone. It's Dope Living TV Live. We are out.
Bye-bye.